Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. So, first and foremost, special congratulations goes out to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning 2025 World Series in 7 games over the Toronto Blue Jays. They're the first team to go back-to-back since the Yankees three-peat, 98, 99, 2000. Okay, now the season is over completely. The offseason is officially here, right? Now we're going to start getting some momentum and some news. Okay, and today I want to go over, my MLB free agent predictions. Where are they going to go, right? Where are these guys going? This is my predictions based on what I'm seeing, what's going on, so on and so forth. Not where I think they should go, or I think they will go. The should versus will list, and I compare the two, not really the same, okay? And I should have 4 slides here. But for some reason, one of the slides is not uploading, so I'll read them out to you as we go on. Okay, but right into this again. If you're a first time here, welcome. If you're a baseball fan, make sure you do 2 things. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. That way you don't miss anything, because we're going to be busy all off season. Okay, and again, next 5 days, teams can negotiate with their existing free agents. Then we're going to see some options. We're going to see some opt-outs, right? And then free agency officially starts 5 days from yesterday. So on Thursday. Right, that's when it becomes a free-for-all. But you generally don't see a lot of free agency, at least at a substantial level, until like the winter meetings. Okay, we've gone over the timeline for that as well. So, and I want to thank Jonathan for joining me yesterday. We went over the Rule 5 draft as it relates to the Yankees. But let's get right into this. I'm going to give you my free agent prediction and the contract prediction that I think the most likely lines up for these guys. Okay, let's get right into it. Okay, right on here. You're going to see Kyle Finnegan going back to the Detroit Tigers. He's actually shown a willingness to go back to Detroit. I think he's going to go back to Detroit 3 years, $39 million, which is 13 per. Ryan Helsley, okay, he got traded to the New York Mets, didn't really pan out. But I have him staying in the National League, coming back to the NL Central, going to the Milwaukee Brewers, who can use some more relievers. 2 years, $22 million. Josh Naylor, contact hitting first baseman. Okay, I got him going to the National League, going to the Cubs, 3 years, $51 million. Josh Bell, I got him coming back to the American League, going to the Cleveland Guardians, replacing Carl Santana. 2 years, $26 million. Ahmed Rosario, I have him coming back to the New York Yankees, 1 year, $5 million. Essentially, the money we had allocated for who? Jonathan Loaizaga, I have him being rerouted to Ahmed Rosario, who could be a valuable add to this bench, a valuable add to this team. I love the energy and what he brought to this team. It was fantastic. Now, Michael King, one of the more substantial starting pitchers, but he's had some injuries. I am going to joining Tito in Cincinnati on a 4-year, $80 million contract. Okay. And Trent Grisham, I have him going to Philadelphia, joining the Phillies on a 5-year, $70 million deal. I do have him rejecting the qualifying offer that the Yankees are going to provide, and which means the Yankees will get a compensatory pick after the 4th round. So that's the draft pick compensation for the Yankees for anybody that they give a qualifying offer to. So Grisham, I got him going back to the National League, joining the Phillies. Now, next up, Luke Weaver. Got him going to Sacramento and joining the Athletics on a 3-year, $39 million contract. Devin Williams, I have him joining the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, 3 years, $45 million. They don't know what they're getting over there. You know, Tanner Scott has not been the most reliable there. I know they had Hiroki Sasaki, but they're going to add some pieces. You know, then they're going to try and repeat. We know this already, and they have the resources to do this. Dylan Cease, I have him going to the New York Mets. 5 years, $120 million. The Mets desperately need to add starting pitching, right? Zach Gallen, okay, 30-year-old starting pitcher from Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm staying in Arizona on a 2-year, $26 million deal. But that could be a little bit more lucrative as well. I'm staying on the conservative side with him because he's had some issues recently. But I would I be surprised if it turned into a 5-year, $100 million? I would not. Chris Bassett, I have him staying in the American League, but going to the Houston Astros. 1 year, $13 million. I think the Astros are going to lose Framber Valdez. And I think they're going to need to replace him as much as they possibly can. Racer Iglesias, I should say Sacramento, not Oakland. My apologies. I have him joining Luke Weaver in the Sacramento A's, 2 years, $22 million. It's time for the A's to start investing in their team here. They got a young, dynamic offense. It's time to start adding some pitching over there. Kazuma Okamoto, contact hitter from Japan. I have him coming to the Bronx. The Yankees finally getting a Japanese player signed here. 5 years, $75 million. Okay. 5 years, $75 million. Yankees add one of hopefully many contact bats. I think any other contact bat will probably be via trade. Okay, now the third slide for some reason wasn't uploading, so I'm just going to read him out to you. Gleyber Torres, I have him going to the Cincinnati Reds. 5 years, $80 million. Joining Tito. Good manager to develop these players. Can you put them in a low pressure environment to do that? JT Realmuto from the Phillies, I have him joining the Baltimore Orioles. Going to the American League East, 3 years, $42 million. Mentoring that young pitching staff over there, and mentoring some young catchers. And whether Adley Rutschman goes or not, I think he'll be a valuable addition to JT. Edwin Diaz from the Mets. I have him going to the World Series runner-up, Toronto Blue Jays. Come to the American League, 4 years, $90 million. They need a bona fide closer. They're going to get one from Diaz. Kyle Schwarber, a thumper from the Philadelphia Phillies. I have him staying with the Phillies. 4 years, $132 million. $33 million per. I don't think anything beyond 4 years. He's doable for Kyle Schwarber at this age. Framber Valdez. I'm going to Toronto, joining Mr. Edwin Diaz, because they're going to need a starter, maybe two. They're probably going to lose Max Scherzer. They're going to lose Chris Bassett. They might lose other guys as well, so I have them replacing them with a frontline starter. If they want to get back to the World Series, they need to make these types of moves. Okay, we already know their offense can do a lot of things. Their pitching has left some things to be desired. So I have Framber Valdez joining the Toronto Blue Jays, 5 years, $125 million. Cody Bellinger, our Cody Bellinger. I have him going to the San Francisco Giants. 6 years, $162 million. 6 years, $162 for Mr. Cody Bellinger. Okay, which leads me to the final slide. Okay, leads me to the final slide here. Okay, Eugenio Suarez, Texas Rangers, 5 years, $135 million. Alex Bregman, I have him replacing Alec Bohm in Philadelphia Phillies. He's going to be leaving the Red Sox and going to Phillies. 5 years, $150 million, meaning I do think they're going to trade Alec Bohm. Bo Bichette, I also have him leaving Toronto. Going to the Atlanta Braves for 7 years, $175 million contract. I think the odds would have increased had the Blue Jays won the World Series, but I do think he's probably going to test the water somewhere else. Go to Atlanta Braves. But would I be surprised if he came back to the Blue Jays? No. Pete Alonso, I have him finally leaving the Mets and going to the Milwaukee Brewers for 6 years, $180 million. That's a big one for Pete Alonso. He's going to get paid as he should get paid. He'll be joining Ryan Hillsdale in Milwaukee. Munetaka Murakami, the big Japanese slugger. I have him joining the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers and replacing Max Muncy at third base. 10 years, $200 million, meaning the prize of the offseason. Kyle Tucker, I do have him coming to the New York Yankees for 10 years, $375 million. So those are my free agent predictions. Now, again, like I said, not necessarily where I think they should go, where I think they will go. Some of these are also should. I do think Kyle Tucker, he's going to have an advantage over Cody Bellinger when it comes to the Yankees, but they're going to need the grand prize in free agency. They're going to need the grand prize. If he wants to start, he can start. I don't know. I think they're gonna move on, Andrew, from Luke Weaver and Devin Williams. I do. Yeah, 10 years, $375. Would I be surprised if he got more? No, I would not. No, I would. Would I also be surprised if the Yankees didn't get Tucker and added Bellinger and Okamoto and Tatsuya Imai? Oh, that's the other guy, Tatsuya Imai. Excuse me, I forgot somebody. The right-handed pitcher from Japan. Okay, that's the other guy I had written down here that wasn't in the slide. Tatsuya Imai, 27-year-old right-handed pitcher who draws a lot of similarities to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He really, really does. Okay. I have him going to the Los Angeles Angels. 5 years, $70 million. 5 years, $70 million. Yep. The A's are going to add some pitching as they need to, and they're going to spend a little bit. Right? Naylor can DH, Tanya. I want MI for the Yankees too. Okay. Do my free agent acquisitions put the Yankees in? I think they do, but again, this is only free agents. This is not including the trades, right? If you add a trade for Brendan Donovan, you add a trade for a good reliever or two, then the Yankees are well off, or a better position to go to the World Series. But they're going to need to make these types of moves if they're going to want to get past Toronto in the American, and they want to get past Boston, who are going to be a better team, right? And the fact of the matter is, these are the types of moves that I think are likely going to happen based on what happened last night and based on what we're seeing so far, right? So, reading some Spain, yeah, we're going to make moves. Yeah, I just went over my freedom predictions. Yeah, of course they're going to make moves. Okay. Cubs will trade for pitching. Tanya. And again, they're going to be losing Kyle Tucker. How are they going to replace that offense, Tanya? They have to replace that offense, right? I've done trade prediction videos already. The Yankees will lose 2 draft picks if they lose Kyle Tucker. If they sign Kyle Tucker, yes, but they'll gain a draft pick by losing Trent Grisham. Okay. Like I said, Cody Bellinger would not cost draft picks, right, for the Yankees. So if he came back with the Yankees, I'd be fine with it. But I have a feeling they're going to go for the bigger prize after what we saw last night. Okay. My relief pitchings, I think, is going to be in trades, in the trade market, Ken. And just these names here. Just these names here. But in terms of relief pitching, they could sign a couple low-key guys, but these are like the top 30. Like Ryan Helsley, I don't have him coming. Kyle Finnegan, I don't have him coming. And remember, they're bringing back Duvall. They're going to bring back Jake Bird. So they will replace relievers, but I do think they're going to be Krista Flash. What's going on, brother? And yes, and shout out to Ken for calling the playoffs, man. Great job. He's done a great job. If you're not subscribed to Kenny and Yankees Judge the Truth, please make sure you do that. Okamoto plays first base, third base, and outfield. He's a right-handed hitting contact hitter. Okay. I think they're going to get a starting pitcher, but I think it's going to be via trade. Remember, this is only free agent predictions. We've gone over the trade stuff already. Okay. So this is only free agent predictions. So you give me your take. Do you think some of these guys are going to go elsewhere? Right? Pete Alonso. I do have him. I do have the Mets losing Pete Alonso, but I have the Mets trading for a first baseman to replace him. Right? So, that's the other guy, Ranger Suarez. Thank you, Ken. I knew I forgot somebody. Hold on. I have Ranger Suarez right here. My apologies. Where is he? Ranger Suarez. 5 years, $100 million. Boston Red Sox. They're going to add a frontline pitcher to go. Oh, we'll see, Brandon. I don't know. We'll see. I do, yeah. Like Jonathan and I talked about this yesterday. We expect a few trades before December 5th also. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if Cease went to the Cubs. I think the Mets have a bigger need. I think the Mets are going to be more aggressive. Especially if after adding Juan Soto, they're going to need to take the next step. the Mets, especially after that. Getting Juan Soto and missing the playoffs, that's a major gut punch for the Mets. Yeah, I would love the Yankees to get both Japanese players. I mean, Imai and Okamoto, which I hope they do. But I think the Angels are going to be aggressive. But I'm hoping that Okamoto to me is a better fit for the Yankees. But I would love both because we need somebody who's similar to Yoshinobu Yamamoto here. Keeps hitters off balance and so on. It's always got nasty off-speed stuff. No. Well, the Dodgers have an in on Japanese players. I do think they're going to get more. I think they'll get more. I do think they'll get more. It moves the needle to a degree, Lou, but it's not the only move that they're making. I've said repeatedly over the last month or so that they need to add 2 contact pads beyond that, right? Beyond. I mean, Tucker's younger, and he's got more. The metrics like him better than they do Bellinger, but there's no denying Bellinger was great here. No denying him. Like I said, if Bellinger came back, I'd be totally cool with it. But I have a feeling the Yankees are going to make a splash in that regard. But again, they need to add to Tucker. But they need to add to Bellinger, right? That's why I keep talking about Brendan Donovan. That's why I keep talking about Okamoto, right? Contact hitters, right? Why doesn't Japanese have a high? I don't know. Tucker's got more metric line, and he also has a better strikeout to walk ratio than Cody Bellinger does too. He's also 18 months younger, so they would secure a little bit more prime years on Tucker than they would Bellinger. But again, he's going to be more expensive, right? He's going to be more expensive, and that's my list, guys. Some of these folks were not. I had a slide where all these guys, Rangers, Flores, and Schwarber, for some reason the slide wasn't uploading. That's why I read them off without the slide. Thank you for reminding me of Rangers, Flores, Ken. What reasons are those, Steve? Well, the Giants. Not the Giants. The Dodgers have Roki Sasaki, Otani, and they've got Yamamoto. They also have Hae-Sun Kim from Korea that they brought in as well. I don't know if they get rid of Wells. Yeah, I don't know if they can move on from Wells. I'm fine with Wells catching and Ben Rice playing first base. But if they want to make a different decision, that's fine. That's fine too. And Kyle Tucker would be hitting. I think he would be hitting in front of Aaron Judge. Contracts are too long. Oh yeah, that's a baseball thing, right? That's the union. The union's so strong. They're not gonna. They will fight tooth and nail. So that doesn't change. Okamoto will play a lot of places. First base, third base. He would platoon with Ryan McMahon at third base against lefties. He would play some first base. He would play some outfield. His positional versatility makes him very valuable, right? And MLB is the melting pot of players across the board. This is where all the best players in the world come, right? No matter where they're from. Okamoto, that's where I think he would play. He would play multiple. And again, like Ryan McMahon, and I talked about this the other day, where he has an 850 OPS against righties, but a 650 OPS against lefties. Okamoto just happens to hit lefties extremely well. He also plays good defense at third. So you would not be losing defense by sitting Ryan McMahon. That was one of my biggest concerns. There's an argument to be made for Bo Bichette. There's an argument to be made against Bo Bichette, right? And you would be sacrificing defense if you replaced Ryan McMahon with Bo Bichette. But you would not be sacrificing defense if you sat him down for Okamoto, right? So, and again, Gives you an opportunity to rest Ben Rice. Gives you an opportunity to rest whoever's in the outfield too, right? Or DH somebody from the outfield, right? So, and this is where at least when it comes to the Yankees, that's where I'm factoring in. And I do think the my prediction for Okamoto also represents the best fit. He's not gonna have a shortage of suitors either. He's gonna have a lot of guys that are gonna go after him. A lot of teams that are gonna go after him. Yeah, Bichette did good yesterday. Yep, which is why I'm securing a big deal with the Atlanta Braves. They have never really replaced Dansby Swanson. This gives them somebody in place. To keep in mind, the trade market is different. There's going to be a lot of guys traded too. Rokomo is going to sign. He's going to play probably, I'd say, 140 games, 130 games. He's not going to be a bench player. Remember, the Yankees need 2 outfielders too. There will be some big surprises, Steve. I agree. There's always big surprises every year. There's always big surprises. And I look forward to waking up and seeing who that big first surprise is, right? I'm really looking forward to that too. And we'll have some people reporting, getting us live information from the winter meetings, live time as it comes in. And one of these years, I'm going to go to the winter meetings myself and go live there for you guys. No, I don't think they'll go for Bo. I'd be surprised if they went for Bo. I would rather them go for Brendan Duncan, a trade for Duncan, than Bo. They're not going to lose defense getting Donovan. Donovan's got more positional versatility, play infield and outfield. Bo cannot. What's up, Jack? How about a trade for an unavailable outfielder in Atlanta? Who? Acuna now. I like him, but he gets hurt too much. He's on a reasonable contract, but he gets hurt too much. I hope that. I mean, I would rather get Okamoto than Mai. You could probably get both of them for the price of Murakami himself. That's what I'm looking at too. I would love the Yankees to get both. CW was good, brother. Excuse me. Murakami is buddies with Otani, yeah. Which is another reason why he probably has an in with the Dodgers. So, and if Bo stays with the Jays, he stays with the Jays. I think the odds would have gone up had they won the World Series, but they didn't. But if he stays, he stays. I think Alonso leaves the Mets though. Michelle, I mean, shit's been good though. Yeah, generally from Japan, contact hitters, their skill set translates easier to majors than power hitters do, right? So, which is why another reason Okamoto is probably a better fit here. And I think, Murakami would just fit in seamlessly over there because he'd have a bunch of his Japanese countrymen over there playing with him in the Dodgers. So let him go over there. Let him. Ozzie Smith. And what makes you think he might be thinking Dodgers, CWA? And again, Volpe can be, excuse me, non-tendered, but I don't think they're going to non-tender Volpe coming off surgery. I'd be surprised. But I do expect the Yankees to non-tender several guys over the next couple weeks. That doesn't mean much, CWA. Yeah, I mean, Bichette is a step back defensively. He's a step up offensively. That's why I like Brendan Donovan. He's better both. More contact hitters provide more opportunities for the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll go after Scoop. We'll see if they get him. Yeah, Lombard's going to be starting in Double A. If he plays well enough, he'll get a bump up to Triple A. I don't see Lombard coming here until 2027, unless he gets somehow traded for Paul Skeens. Which to me, I don't think Paul Skeens get traded at all this offseason. I can see Scooble getting traded, but not Skeens. I can see Skeens getting traded next offseason when he actually becomes expensive. Well, it depends on the timing, Duran. You have a CW, you have the collective bargaining agreement ending, so there's a good chance of a lockout. So now's the time to secure an extension for Derek Scooble. Okay, he will be. They're going to shop him, Andrew, at the winter meetings. We already got confirmation on that. They're going to shop him at the winter meetings. It's not going to be cheap, but bidding more will be crazy. But he's got 1 year left, so 1 year. Oh yeah, you cannot try to trade for Scooble unless you're coming to the table with an extension. That's going to be hard to say no to. You can't. I think Scooble probably gets 400 for 10. CW, I think he gets 400 for 10. Anything's all good, dude. What's going on, dude? 1 year Scooble will not be cheap. Not be cheap. You know that already. It's the best left-hander in the game. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see whether Jazz Chisholm comes back after next year. I'm curious to see whether he comes back next year. I'm like after 2026 because that's when he's a free agent. Okay? I think the Mets are going to sign Cease personally, but we'll see. They can make a trade for somebody big too. Okay? So can the Dodgers. One of the top farm baseball now. Yep. Well, Thorpe was huge, but he got Tommy John. So he was the headliner for Soto and Cease. Well, King was the headliner over Thorpe when it came to Soto because they insisted on King, and the Yankees they didn't finish the trade until Hal approved Michael King going. You know, I'll watch some of the World Baseball Classics, some of the Winter Olympics. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure if the Dodgers. I mean, I think the Dodgers are going to go internationally. They're loaded for some of the guys they brought in last year, like Tanner Scott. He didn't do dick for them really this year. So they're going to get him back for 3 more years. High price. Now they got Roki Sasaki, better suited for the bullpen. I thought he was going to be a starter, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have Judge didn't play in the World Baseball Classic, but yeah, they can. I think they can, but I don't think they will. See what I mean? They can get anybody. Dodgers. Scott had some issues like injury and bad performance. It was just Scott had an awful year with the Dodgers at a high price, 18 million per. Yeah, I don't really care what Dodgers fans say. I don't care. I don't care what Mets fans say either. That's those are my predictions. Those are my predictions. Now, is Detroit makes school available in all contenders? You know that, yeah, of course. Blake Snell. They already started with that, Jack, at the trade deadline. But it makes sense for them to add more contact bats. It makes more sense. Just look at all the contact hitting that came from the World Series, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And that World Series is exciting, but it was also littered with poor defense and bad base running and all kind of stuff. It's not independent to the Yankees, but exclusive to the Yankees. Both of those teams were not good base running, not good to defense. I don't think they're not going to get Cam. They'll get Jones or Dominguez. Detroit. They're not going to get Cam, not for 1 year. Pirates will get Cam for most likely for Skeens. This is why I say Okamoto, he's a contact hitter. This is why I see Brendan Donovan, a contact hitter. Right? We don't know that, Duran. Don't know that. Yeah, I see Dominguez trade. You know that. They are shopping Dominguez this offseason, so I do see Dominguez being traded. He just doesn't have a spot here. He hasn't shown enough to justify getting a full-time spot. I don't know if it's going to cancel the season, but it'll put a dent in it. Yeah. And the CBA negotiations are after next season, but it will be an all-out war, 100%. A team that wants to win, that feels like he's the missing piece, will give a lot to him. Dominguez will bring back pitching. He'll bring back pitching, either starter with controllable years or reliever with controllable years, or some combination of the two. Maybe two relievers. No, I don't. I think no. I don't think they'll hold off on trading Dominguez. School is like a missing piece for a team. School is like a missing piece for a team. That's like a piece away. Like I talked about recently too, the Yankees have Cole starting delayed, Rodon starting delayed. Schmidt, we don't even know if he's going to come back as a starter. I would consider trading Hill because you can upgrade from Hill or Warren, right? Scooble is an upgrade. Okay, there's a lot of pitchers that represent upgrades over these guys. Okay, so and you can get some pieces for these guys. You can. I'd be looking at the Cardinals right now. We'd be looking to trade, Hill and another arm for like a Donovan or something like that. No, I don't think the Yankees will try to sign Bo. They'll inquire, but I don't think they'll try to sign him. Brendan Donovan in the Hill trade. I would send him to the Cardinals, and I would add another pitching prospect or something like that, or either a Roderick Harris or an Oswaldo Cabrera, something like that, for Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan is just a good fit for this team. I think he's a perfect fit for this team. Yes, indeed. He's a perfect fit. And a contact guy who could lead off in multiple positions. If we added Donovan and Okamoto, man, and either brought back Bellinger or replaced him with Tucker or something like that, man, we'd be in good shape. The Cardinal, I'm mostly Hill and Oswaldo Cabrera and a pitching prospect would be a good package for Donovan. I don't think the Cardinals will get much more than that. But doesn't mean he won't ask for it. Doesn't mean he won't ask for it, that's for sure. Yep. Donovan will be a huge pickup. He's a perfect fit for this team. We don't always need the most expensive pieces, the more shiny pieces. Best fits are also good. Look at all those guys. Fringe players that contributed for the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. The fringe players put them over the top last night. Rojas, freaking Will Smith. Those are the guys that won the game for the Dodgers last night. Now, if they get Scooble, they'll probably trade either Warren or Hill. Maybe the other one goes to the pen. That's my guess. But we'll see. I will keep you updated all off season. We'll be busy all off season. So, yeah, exactly. Betts and Freeman didn't do anything. Teoscar didn't do much either. Exactly, Ken. We shouldn't always go after bright, shiny players. Doesn't mean he won't get one, because I do think they will get one this offseason. But who? I don't know. My prediction here was Kyle Tucker. But like I said, if Bellinger comes back, I'm cool with that too. Yankees will add a starting pitcher. I'm confident of that. Who else? I don't know. Michael King's got some familiarity. He will be a 4 or 5 here. Jack. If he's willing to come back, he's worth looking into. But I would sign somebody like Imai too. That's who Imai. The Yankees will get some bullpen guys in. They're gonna non-tender probably like 4 relievers. And there was other relievers that I didn't mention. There's a lot of relievers that are going to be available for agency. So. A lot of relievers. Yes, indeed. Yeah, exactly. I have a better idea. I'm afraid to see it officially starts in an unrestricted way in 5 days. Tony he had some big games, but all in all, he wasn't great in the playoffs. So, if Chase Hampton's healthy, you can see him called up. Yeah, it's another guy who could replace somebody like Hill or Warren. Yeah, they'll be busy, Brandon. The Dodgers will be busy. Yep. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Those are my predictions, gang. I'm gonna let y'all go. Sunday. Gotta get ready to take my daughters to a movie date. So Fernando Cruz is coming back. I would not trade for Cruz. But I think Mark Leiter's probably gone. I think Ian Hamilton's gone. Probably Scott Efros. Probably Jay Cousins. Jonathan Weiziga. I think at least 5. 5 of them are gone. Yeah, Yamamoto saved their asses. The Dodgers. He saved their asses. Yep. The same, man. As always, have a great weekend. Peanut, you're welcome, man. My pleasure. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Peace and love to all of you. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit the thumbs up if you did. I will see you next time.